Before leaving office, the Obama administration rammed through a massive scheme that gave the federal government broad regulatory control over the internet.
Not me.
Don't believe that.
I do not agree with that, and I did not write that comment, and I did not submit that to the FCC.
Yet, posted under his current address, a paragraph-long opinion on the highly contentious net neutrality vote, in his name.
Not only was my right of privacy compromised and breached, but so, in a larger sense, was the democratic process. The FCC is obviously being manipulated by a group of people that want to influence a vote that is literally going to impact every American.
Terry Gordon is a retired director of network engineering in New York City, and his identity has also been used to spout political beliefs. It started earlier this year. The FCC called for public opinion on whether to end net neutrality. Current rules mean internet providers must treat all content the same when it comes to speed. Tech founders have been outspoken about the implications of what a repeal would mean.
This isn't just a Silicon Valley issue. This is a nationwide issue. Americans overwhelmingly want consumer choice and access to information.
Ahead of the vote, the FCC called on the general public to leave their thoughts. And then something strange started happening.
Ladies and gentlemen, the internet is the public square of the 21st century. Unfortunately, the internet is also the crime scene of the 21st century.
Of more than 20 million comments made to the FCC, the Attorney General's office and multiple independent studies say that millions of the submitted comments are fake on both sides of the debate.
This is akin to identity theft on a massive scale.
The irony? Terry's worked in technology for decades and actually has some pretty strong views on the demise of net neutrality.
Let's keep net neutrality laws or regulations that they currently exist under Article 2 so that everyone is on an even playing field.
But who orchestrated the massive deployment of fake comments or how they did it, well, that's still being investigated.
You don't require to leave a social security number, an email address, or a date of birth. It's very easy for a group of people now to set up a system where they can get a name and an address, and then using either automation or a simple boiler room of people keying in information to the FCC that requires so little authentication.
A spokesperson for the FCC said that people whose identities were stolen should submit a complaint contesting the fraudulent comments. But the FCC isn't removing them and was unable to provide CNN with any evidence that they looked into who was behind the millions of fraudulent remarks. For Chris Bosco, whose mother's identity was also used to weigh in, it felt personal.
My mother's name is Margaret Mary Bosco. She was a certified nursing assistant at the Hospice Inn. Unfortunately, while she loved that place, she sadly passed away at the Hospice Inn on June 9th, 2017. There's no way she could have posted that comment.
How did you feel when you saw your mom's identity used for essentially a political opinion?
It was when I saw the date. That's when I really got angry. How close in proximity it was to her death.
Here's what Margaret thinks about net neutrality, according to the comment fraudulently made with her name. The unprecedented regulatory power the Obama administration imposed on the internet is smothering innovation, damaging the American economy and obstructing job creation.
It was a political message, something she never did. She wasn't all that tech savvy. So if I would probably have to explain what net neutrality was to her to begin with.
The comment remains on the site.
I feel that this was something that was in a system that at a moment's notice could be deployed anywhere for anything.
The FCC's general counsel said that the commission didn't rely on any of the alleged corrupted comments to draft the document that will be up for a vote. Explain to us why this matters so much.
Because it takes away the legitimate right of people to express their own opinion on a matter that's crucial to almost every American, net neutrality.
Increasingly, we're all at risk of this type of threat. More hacks mean more of our personal information is floating around for anyone to use.
If they have the rudimentary knowledge of her information already in a system, in a hard drive, all they have to do is attach whatever message they want to it and send it on its way.
Now we're seeing identity weaponized for political use. It's an era of misinformation campaigns and bot attacks.
There's so much information available to people now. And if you are motivated to, you can use very simple technology to influence people without the knowledge of those that you're really impacting.